Hello, everyone. My name is Truktruk. Alongside of me, we have Buick and Mathsad on production. And tonight, we are bringing you ESEA Season 22, Week 1, FROYO Black versus ChampGG, also known as Running with Scissors on CP Granary. Buick, we have
Yes.
we have an interesting matchup on our hands, but before we discuss the matchup,
hmm
there's some stuff that has happened within the last 6 hours that we probably need to
Yeah,
discuss.
we're talking like mega recent, like not within like the past day, not within the past 2 days, but like the past say 6 hours exactly. So Froyo Black, want to start with them?
Yeah, I think so, man. I'd say when I woke up this morning, I loaded up my favorite website, teamfortress.tv, and I
hmm
saw the FROYO Black thread bumped. I'm like, nice.
Nice.
And we're gonna be casting this match tonight. It's gonna be great. And then someone posts the ESEA page, and it's like the team's dead. It's marked as dead. So FROYO Black is dead this morning, but
I know.
somehow, some way, Shade revived the team, and they are all paid up and ready to go. So, whew,
This isn't like
my heart skipped a beat. I don't know
I,
about yours.
no, I read the thread too. Like I woke up this morning, I like unpacked my stuff and like I looked at my stuff and I'd see the thread bumped and like it's like a page worth of people saying, "Oh, it's dead. You know, this is going to happen. I thought this was going to be a great invite season." People are getting, depressed as is understandable. And then I see it bumped again, and people are like screenshotting the page and being like, they're all paid up. And this wasn't like paid up like 2 minutes before. They just like they did it. We're ready. They're ready to
Yeah,
game.
yeah, and it seems, but I guess we kind of can do a roster rundown
Yeah.
based on who paid up for Froyo Black. So it's kind of interesting because a lot of people thought it was going to be Shade, Tag, Blank, Sizer, Assassin, and Clockwork, but Clockwork seems to have dipped. And last minute, Froyo Black has picked up Slemnish, which is
hmm
a very good pickup in my opinion. Slemnish is a very excellent player, so very excellent.
Very,
Good two
very
words to
excellent.
put together. And
Super, very excellent.
and we believe that's the team. That's the people that have paid up so far. So that's your Froyo Black roster for at least tonight.
Yes. Now they were scrimming before, as we saw. Like as I was looking at streams tonight, and I saw their own demo men scrimming some of their scrims. So at first the question was because we know some of the players on this team, uh, we weren't sure how much effort perhaps maybe they were going to put into this season.
I
But
think
seeing
that's
them
the correct
scrimming,
word. Yes,
yeah,
effort.
yeah, seeing them scrimming before. I mean, I'm almost spoiled. They're taking it semi seriously. It's nice to see.
Well, once you throw that money down, once you start playing matches, it gets serious, especially if they start losing. And I think, at least in their minds, they are a better team than ChampGG is the team that they're playing against. And they just got sponsored. Were formerly known as Running with Scissors. The core of the team has actually been around together for 3 seasons now. Deathy Sky, Muffins, Jarrett, and Rakuso have all been on the same team for 3 seasons, at least from my brief research before the match. And they have improved. I believe they came in second in IM 2 seasons ago, and then they went 6-10 last season in Invite. And
It's a
this
good
season they're
intro.
trying
It's a
to
good
make
intro record.
yeah, they're trying to make playoffs this season. And I think they really can do it. They can contend for that top 4 spot.
They
Oh,
do.
by the way,
Yeah.
it's not they don't just have 5 players on their team. They lost Sen to EVL. Sen is very good friends with a lot of players on the EVL team, so he moved over to that team. And replacing Sen is actually Sezco, and I believe this is one of the first like potential playoff teams that Sezco's been on since not EVL, since Elevate, I think.
hmm
So this might be a breakout season for Sezco once again. Like he is an excellent gamer.
No. It says he's neat. He always just needs to be on this team. He's a gamer. He's one heck of a gamer is the best way to put it. And he's sometimes we'll see him. He just always wants to be on like this playoff bound team. He just this could be it. We think he finally has found. Like it's always we think he found this home. We think he found this home.
Yeah.
This team he's going to play. Then something happens to the team out of his control. It's just he never. It just doesn't work out for him. And this actually realistically could be the season where it does. I like these people he's playing with.
I honestly can't remember the last time Sezco's been on a team for 2 seasons in a row, and I think that this is hopefully his home. This is definitely a team I would want to play with. All these players are very up and coming, and I think they could definitely contend for a top 4 spot. And this might be a crucial game for them to win if they really want to contend for that top 4 spot, because it's going to be highly contested this season, as it is every single season. They already have played one match
Hmm.
this season, and they won it. They won against Rambo Spec 5-3. Rambo Spec is actually a newer team to invite. It's Dagger, Shiki, Deflame, Sal, Safrix, and Zatu. So I believe they're the move up team this
Yes.
season. So 5-3 against the move up team. I don't know. It is Granary. I know a lot of players in ChampGG don't like Granary, but we'll see. ChampGG has definitely been scrimming a lot. They've been practicing. They're very eager to improve, and they're going to be playing against seasoned veterans that haven't practiced at all. So who's it going to be?
I know who's it going to be, and as we mentioned, this has implications already. We're in week 1, but like if you start, can you imagine from ChampGG's perspective? You beat Rambo Spec, you're feeling good. You beat him 5-3. Maybe you're expected to win that, but the point is, it's done. You're 1-0, and then you go up against FROYO Black, who as we mentioned, is just a bunch of seasoned veterans who played this game. If you add up the FROYO Black collective seasons and invite, I don't want to do it right now, but the number's very large. Let's put it that way.
Yeah.
Can you imagine going 1-0 and then beating them and starting off your season 2-0 while knocking off FROYO Black? You're ready to face anybody then. It's all momentum, Like if you do good in the first 2 matches, you can set a pace for your whole season.
Yes, exactly. And it would be a huge confidence boost for ChampGG if they can pull this out tonight. But I don't know. Like, there's only 3 players in the server. I think we can get into predictions a little bit later, but I think we can
Mm-hmm.
start talking about the map, Granary. A lot of people have been. When the season got announced, Granary was like, there's 4 Granary matches this season
Yes.
per team, and everybody's like, oh no. But for us on Team Fortress TV, every game we've casted, just it was only 2.
Yes.
They were great. Froyo vs Ronin was great. I don't know if it was fun for them to
5-4?
play,
Oh my god.
but damn, it was fun to watch. So what do we got here on Granary between these 2 teams?
I'm gonna take a look. We can base stuff off of what I can take a look at. The ChampGG, what they did in the first. They faced, as we mentioned, Rambo Spec, and as expected. We had good play from their scouts. With Sezco went 31-20, which is pretty nice. 10,000 damage, pretty good.
Yep.
I can imagine. I'm not gonna pick a player already to have a hell of a game, but like. From what I remember the past season, Sezco's always done fairly well on Granary. So I'm not saying he has an upper hand versus, Sizer or anybody like that, but it's sure going to help his team that he seems to, when to turn it on, and it's in regards to this map.
Yeah, and it is kind of, I would say it's uncommon in general for scouts to do pretty well on Granary, but that's been completely wrong so far this season. The scouts in every single game I've watched have put in almost just an insane amount of frags. Really not that much damage because it's Granary, but the frags have just been out of control for every scout that I've seen play this map so far. So I think Sezco is definitely one to watch for ChampGG. And for Froyo Black, I don't really know who the player to watch is. Maybe Tag. He took a season off, and now he's back. We saw Blaze do the same thing with Froyo Tech, and it seems like he's back in form immediately. He's just ridiculously good. And we all know Tag is very good as well, but that one season might take a toll on him. I don't know, especially since his team hasn't been practicing that much.
No. We saw him scrimming right before the match, but before that, I saw maybe a player or 2 streaming some scrims, and they were just more or less like pug scrims sometimes. It was just like picking up, players that they could just to kind of play together. So I don't know if the synergy is going to be there. As we mentioned, I can go down the Froyo Back players, and like if it was like an Excel checklist, it'd be their names, and then the next column would be skilled, and I would put a check next to every one of their names because they're all damn skilled. But like in regards to synergy, this is their first match of the season. We're about to see what they're about.
Yeah, I honestly, it's essentially a pug team, like an all-star pug team. These guys are top tier invite players in my opinion, and it's just a pug team though. Like it's like a top tier pug team versus like an up and coming invite team. Who's gonna win? I don't know. I think we can start getting to predictions now. I think I'm gonna be leaning towards Froyo Black in my prediction, just because I feel like even though they aren't really that practiced, they have so much experience. Every single player. I guess Assassin and Slumnish are a little-ish new to invite, but Sizer, Blank, Tag, and Shade have endless experience, especially on Granary. And I think that will help carry them to victory. I'm predicting 5-2 for Froyo Black. What do
I
you
too.
think?
I like it. I like it. I like it. Now I'm gonna play a little devil's advocate here, and I'm gonna poke at the ability of Froyo Black themselves to have any kind of coordination. Picking up a player, 5 minutes before the match. I mean, not 5 minutes, but really recently. As I watch some of their scrims, the thing is, like, Blank, I don't know about the coordination that they're going to have. I'm very Blank is going to have to put a lot on his shoulders this match. His communication and synergy with Shade, they were just like, off a teeny bit in scrims. I know they've improved it. So I I do think that perhaps, obviously we don't have comms unfortunately this match, but I do think that there may be some little communication hiccups in regards to picking up new players and maybe people not knowing where people not expecting where their players are going to be. Like Shade playing with Froyo for so many years, they don't in Granary, they wouldn't even have to scrim Granary. The normal Froyo roster, every single person knew exactly where to be at every single moment, no matter what. So will it be the same way with this new team? I don't actually particularly think so. I'm not sure. So, I'm going to go out there. I think it's probably Froyo 3-2 at halftime. And I honestly think, we'll call it a 5-3 for ChampGG at the end. I do think
Nice.
ChampGG, yeah.
So who do you think? So you think it's going to be Sezco pulling the weight?
After talking him up so much, and this happens like every season, I love talking up Sezco. I don't know. I just love watching him play, and he's just so smooth.
He's a playmaker, and that's for sure. But I don't know how much of Running with Scissors you saw last season. I know you unfortunately weren't able to cast much last season, but there's some playmakers on Running with Scissors. I'm looking at Rakuso and Deathy. Rakuso, he does kooky stuff and it works. He's their off-classer, he's the roamer. He does it all. And Deathy takes a lot of the heals, but almost every Uber I watched him take last season was just fat, so to speak. Very large amount of damage, very large amount of heals, and that's exactly what you want from your pocket. So I'm a big fan of the 8K, aka Running with Scissors, aka ChampGG soldiers. Oh my god, they all have the same little. Oh, they have the ChampGG signs. Do you guys see? Is the stream in the game yet? I don't know, but they all have little signs. It's so good. Doing their sponsor proud.
I like it a lot. What players we currently have in the server here?
It looks like we have all of Running with Scissors and half of Froyo Black.
They're getting there, boys. They're getting there. We're gonna bring you some high level.
So
TF2.
I think a key thing about this map compared to pretty much any other map is that if you lose mid really badly on this map, you might just straight up lose a round. It's not as bad as just the regular Granary. We are playing Granary Pro RC2, I think, something along those lines. I'm pretty sure. It usually you don't see it roll all the way, but if you win mid really hard, meaning that you win mid, you kill their medic, and your medic lives, you're going to be very likely going to be pushing the enemy team's last. So that could definitely favor whichever team. I mean, that does favor whichever team has stronger mids, and I think that also does favor teams that have been scrimming and have better communication. So with that said, maybe I'm a little bit too hard on ChampGG's with my prediction here.
Yeah, we'll see. And the funny part is, you mentioned Granary. There's not many like TF2 maps you can get wiped at mid on a lot of the maps and still actually hold a decent last. It's kind of almost going as we knocked it out with the new Granary Pro, it's almost kind of becoming extinct to just like get wiped at mid and completely automatically lose the round. Just as you look at all the other maps, there's always a nice spot for somebody to hide or to pop the med earlier. There's always you're able to fight through a choke point. Granary is the least of that. We still do see a few roll rounds, so as you mentioned, comes down to the team who's been scrimming, scrimming more, has communication. It's not just going to be raw DM every single middle.
Yeah, we will see. From what I've seen, it seems like the teams that play a little bit more defensively on Granary mid win most of the time. It seems like if you are aggressive on mid, it's like you either roll or get rolled, and most of the time you get rolled. At least from the invite matches I've watched within the past 3 seasons. So it's a high risk, high reward being super aggressive on mid, and I honestly think that's what FROYO Black's going to do with the little amount they've scrimmed. They're just going to rely on their raw DM.
Yeah, and there's no problem with that. I mean, that's the thing. Maybe that's the strategy. You don't just want to go in and overthink all these like technical strategies you need to do. You more or less go to mid. You look at your hands touching your keyboard and your mouse, and you tell yourself, "I've been here before. I've fragged a lot of people on mid, and it's happening right now." And you just do it, and you just win. That could happen too.
I mean, normally when you're gaming, you probably want to be looking at your monitor, but some people might be just good at just looking down at their mouse and keyboard. Some people might have that strong intuition for TF2. I mean, after you hit a couple thousand hours in the game, you might as well try a different skill set within the game.
I know. Who knows? It's gonna happen. No, but we're gonna have a wonderful game tonight. And as we mentioned, this is just the start of what, as we look through this season, as we look at the teams going into this season. We say it every season, and it's true every season. It's going to be an amazing invite season, and it's a joy to be able to start it off like this.
Yeah, and I'm really thankful that FROYO Black stayed together. It would have been incredibly disappointing if a pretty much shoe-in playoff team. That's what I would call them at this point. Like right before they even play, I would say they're a playoff team, kind of dropping out. But they stayed together, so good on them staying together. And I think what this game is going to show me is how good is ChampGG? Can they contend for that playoff spot? I know it's so early to talk about it, but that's their goal this season. I guarantee it. They want to make playoffs. They want to win ESEA invite, but they got to make playoffs first. They haven't done it.
They've been there before. They've been an invite, like the core of them. Like this isn't like the IM team who just like maybe wants to win a few matches on the season. No, at this point in time, they want playoffs. They've paid the money. They know they're good. They put the time in to get the playoffs.
Yeah. And we should be starting shortly unless there's like some e-check problem, because I understand that FROYO Black just paid up a few minutes ago. I don't know if you guys have been around for the last few seasons, but I think it was actually last season, someone on Ronin paid with an e-check, and yeah, match got delayed for like an hour and a half. And I think several seasons ago, Blaze on FROYO Tech had that same problem. So
who does it look like we're missing? We have Blank Tag Shade, Cesar, Habib, and Slemnish, the most recent addition to the roster.
2 hours ago, he's on the team. Yeah.
We'll make it work. They'll make it work. The young Slemnish does know how to frag, and sometimes that's all you need.
Yeah, this FROYO Black team, like, I know they haven't been scrimming that much, but if they start taking this seriously, I think they really have the raw talent to actually have a chance at winning invite this season. Like, the raw skill of every single player on their team is just so high, and the leadership that they have with Shade and Blank is like unmatched.
Yeah, I do agree.
So it's a recipe for success.
Both of them have taken roles, especially Blank has taken roles of a kind of main caller in the past. Like, less Shade, but like this Shade Blank synergy. I just want to see how it's going to go, because Shade is so used to playing with certain soldiers who expect certain things. Like, I know Blank can take care of him very well, so that's not going to be an issue. We just got to see if the combo itself is on par with the rest of the team, if they're in sync with the rest of the team, instead of maybe just everybody dying and the combo being caught here, or the combo going in too quickly. Them as a combo are going to be powerful. I know that as a fact. Like, Blank will take care of Shade very, very nicely.
And what's an interesting thing this season, as we alluded to earlier, that Granary this season has been a lot faster and actually quite entertaining. I still don't know if people think it's fun to play. I'm not a huge fan of it, but I actually am a fan of watching this map. It has been very entertaining this season so far, but the usual is actually quite stalemated. Do you think this game is going to be on par with the past or the present in how fast it is?
few rounds, 1 or 2 rounds, they're going to feel each other out. I do think FROYO, I think we'll maybe see like 1 or 2 rounds of not stalematey, but just like opening up. We may see like, FROYO hold 2 yard for a few minutes or so. They just got to you got to get bearings. You got to, take a breather, realize, hey, it's invite. It's another season of TF2. We're all here again. We've done this before. So, we can do this, for lack of a better term.
Yeah, and it looks like players are ready up. Shade just said, 1 second, our child Megazord is having ESEA issues. So apparently Slemnish is the child Megazord who is having ESEA issues. Unfortunate. So we might be here for a little bit. We have had this happen before.
You got it working, they said.
There
we go.
Well,
Just
there you
chat,
go.
Recent news.
Good,
Okay.
good. Well, there you go. Well, Slemgod is coming into the server. We should be beginning shortly. I think the first mid might set the tone for this game.
I know. So who do you think though? Who do you think is going to be the big man on campus in this first mid? You think we're gonna see some insane bombs from Tag, or you can throw out a bunch of ideas?
I mean, I'm very interested to see Tag play. When he was on Strawberry Mangoes, I honestly didn't see much of him. I mostly have seen Tag play when he was on FROYO, and the FROYO strat when he was on FROYO many seasons ago was so stalematey. It was basically just send Tag in until he gets a pick, and that's not how TF2 is anymore. And Tag's playstyle is most definitely different at this point.
Yes, indeed. So maybe the double bomb. Well, I don't know. This first mid will set the tone.
I'm kind of expecting FROYO to be aggressive this first mid, and I think I actually played a fun tournament with many of the players on I forgot what tournament it was. It was just some friendly tournament with the Running with Scissors folks, and they like to play top left on this map. At least several months ago when I played with them.
Yeah.
They like to play top left. They like to have their scouts down top left as they push the left side. And they told me at the time that that was their only strategy. I don't think that's the case anymore, but we will see.
We're thinking they might open up with that. And from FROYO's perspective, I don't think they're going to try anything too cute per se. I think as they're going to mid, they're just going to, they're going to make a call left or right, and then they're going to go in and frag. So maybe they'll come through the garage. Well, we'll see. I mean, totally see them.
Let's be real. On Granary, there aren't that many options. The main complaints on this map is that on mid, there's really only a few ways to enter. The catwalk just kind of is the same thing as garage, so it's kind of just only 2. We are not live, are we? No, we're not. We have an AFK Hoovy Sezco at spawn with a little muffin spray in spawn as well. I don't know if you guys can see that, but Muffins, Evil Mr. Muffin's patented off-centered muffin avatar.
So
hello.
Hello. Yeah.
That just floored you. You're like an off-centered muffin.
I couldn't
avatar.
handle it.
Oh my gosh. Anyway.
So, as we mentioned off the bat, we do currently have 12 players in the server. They are slowly running up. I'm sure people are just, getting their last drinks of water, going and stretching their legs a little bit.
Yeah, you gotta stretch those legs. You don't want a deep vein thrombosis from sitting in your DX racer too long, I
absolutely don't want thrombosis. Oh no. There's a list of like 5 things I don't want in my life, and deep vein thrombosis is probably like number 3.
Damn. I've never sat down and ranked them before, but I'm sure it'd be up there too.
Things you don't want in your life? Yeah, that's fair.
Gamer talk or gamer things. Only gamer things.
Only gamer things. What could be another gamer thing you don't want? Anyways,
dot ready in the chat so the game starts. That would be a pretty gamer thing to do. Who hasn't done it yet? I don't know.
Hasn't done it.
I'm ready, dude. We're ready.
We're ready.
If you're ready, you should raise your hand. If you're not sure if you're ready, just put it off to the side,
Yeah,
exactly. Just put it off to the side.
Don't give me like a full raise. You can play Heads Up 7-Up. You ever play that game? You ever play Heads Up 7-Up where everybody puts their heads down?
I recognize the name. It's ringing some bells, but I don't know if you have time to explain that to me right now.
No, don't worry about it. That's it's just gamer things,
Oh, okay, just gamer things. So I'm not a true gamer, I guess. You ever played a lemon game? Anyway, so we have a few guys
few
running around. I don't know who we're waiting for. Maybe someone has to go get like a gamer grub break, maybe more realistically a water break before the game starts. Make sure
Could
you're
be having to
hydrated.
clean their gunner glasses. You never know.
Yeah.
Could have to wipe off their gunners.
Just take apart their computer and put it back together. And actually, I think they finished that, and they are ready to go. Who are we going to be looking at on this first mid here as we get ready on 3?
We can't not watch.
We can't not watch Tag. All right, we got Tag on the cam with his. He's got that double unusual with the unusual. What am I talking about? Rocket launcher. Let's go. Just a standard roll. I'm going to be watching both them and go to mid. It looks like Habib is opting to go up top, and he gets pegged by Jarrett. Jarrett is doing so much damage to Habib this mid here so far, and it looks like Tag is walking on the left side, kind of delaying his jump. It's just kind of creeping.
Creeping. He's moving up. He's spamming one rocket into the garage. He doesn't really see anybody. There's people on the point, though. He starts to go in the air. He gets on the medic. No damage really flies sky high. Gets it there and he's going down. That's Jarrett. Tag going down. Slemnish going down. Is the demo man going to make it out? No. Without this demo man, I don't actually think they're going to be able to hold 2 here.
Yeah, it looked like the Running with Scissors, the ChampGG team has just played that mid very slow and methodical and just let Tag and everybody else on the FROYO team just walk into them and get mulched, and that's exactly what happened, and they're going to get second for free as well. But on the bright side, Shade did not die, and it looks like Rakuso's going in, trying to force the Uber. Shade surfs away, lands right on top of the railing. Oh my god, he didn't die, and he still didn't die, so he retains that Uber. Sizer on Sniper, they do have a pick. Let's see if they can get an aggressive peek from Sizer here.
Yeah, I think they might try to move him up, but we'll see. He's going up the left side. He's got him in his sights. We'll see if nobody's going to go across. You know, they probably know he's playing Sniper at this point in time, especially because, you know, they saw him when they suicided in. No one's going to go across. They're going to come back with a pick class of their own. They do. Rakuso does go Sniper himself. We'll see where he's trying to get a shot from.
Yeah, this is going to be a little bit of players feeling each other out unless someone hits a ridiculous shot early on here. But I think Rakuso's going to get one chance to get a shot, and then FROYO is going to know. And there's the shot, and he gets it. So it looks like that's going to trigger at least a peek, an aggressive peek from Rakuso, or just a sack from Deathy. Here comes Deathy. He's actually doesn't hit a single rocket on to Shade, and we are going to be stalemating once again. I kind of want to see a spy play. I saw Rakuso when he was switching to Sniper. He kind of just stood and spawned for a little bit. I was hoping he would switch to Spy.
Maybe asking his team, you know, what should I come up at? Should we go for the Spy pick or something like that? I'm actually genuinely surprised that, you know, do you think if they do end up picking Blank or another soldier again, they may actually push this time? Because trading a soldier I think that's worth more than trying to send in a sack. I think if you kill Blank, you may be able to move in with your whole team the second time around.
Yeah, I don't know. They did send the Deathy second. I'm more of a fan if you're trying to sack someone, you should just do an aggressive peek on your Sniper, because if your Sniper dies, you can just switch to a different class. So if Rakuso does get another kill, he actually looks like he's going to aggressive peek anyway, even though they don't have a pick already, and he's going to lose his life in the process. So that might trigger the push from Blank. Blank actually gets dropped by Shade. Shade literally Ubering nothing right now as Sky uses her Uber to save the rest of her team. This looks actually not that bad for FROYO. It looked pretty bad, but Shade did get out with his life, but that was a pretty bad communication error by Blank and Shade, getting a little disconnected there.
Yeah, we'll see how many times that does happen tonight. It doesn't happen often, you know, as we mentioned. Like, Shade is so used to playing a certain pocket for so many seasons, so...
Yeah. That kind of biff, as some would say. And Rakuso just gets mulched by Habib's sticky trap, and that should trigger a counter sack from Blank. It looks like Blank's just trying to make some room for his team as they edge their way onto the second point here.
Yeah, they are not behind enough in Uber to make a difference, but they can just definitely edge this point right here. Deathy's playing close with Buff. If he starts taking some explosive damage, he will go down. I think they think they're at an Uber advantage, and we may see a little Uber fight over here. With Sezco going down, Blue does not want to have to use their Uber, but Deathy's in way too deep. Even if this is a solo Uber, the positioning is not going to be good for them. They need to back out. Deathy's just standing on the point, relying on Red's Uber dropping first. He's probably going to lose his life for that too, so hopefully they back everybody out. We could see maybe Rakuso go for some kind of play on Shade, but I think they know he's up there right now. And with that, he gets 1 kill, but then gets taken down. So
yeah, actually during that exchange, Blank was just body blocking Deathy. It looked like Deathy was just standing still, but Blank was body blocking him as Blank comes back into mid, trying to take their advantage further into mid as Habib is getting a little too aggressive. He might, oh, actually hits a great pipe onto Sesko, and they are going to be able to get this mid with the 2 picks that they got on both ChampGG scouts as Sizer is already in yard, clearing out some space for his team.
Moving up in, this is good for them. It's just like that, the point is completely switched around. So Uber percent-wise, Shade is a little bit ahead, but they are down some people, so it may not be good to take a huge Uber-on-Uber fight here if your reinforcements aren't in yet. I think Shade knows this, and he's begging his team, please, edge the point. We have an advantage here. And with that, you know, Habib is trying to take the point. They do have to use the Uber. There is a counter Uber from Blue, just a solo Uber, so it's going to last a little bit longer. We'll see if they can pick off Sizer on the right side. He does go down. I don't think it's going to be enough for Blue to push on, but even Mr. Muffins, they're kind of clearing out right yard. I like what they're doing here.
Yeah, they're making space, and both soldiers jumping on top of Blank, taking him down. Habib might get caught out here. Muffins takes him down. He's on a roll here. He 2 shots. Tag does so much damage to him, but Tag is 300 health and just takes him out with a ground shot. And Slemnish, oh my god, is getting arrowed and stays alive. Deathy, Sesko, and Jarrett are pressuring that garage area so hard, but Tag and Slemnish are just having none of it, defending that masterfully, and they are retaining mid and probably going to retake yard here.
Yeah, Blue's heals were just spread a little too thin right there. They had people fighting from the right side and the left side, and this guy just couldn't keep everybody buffed like they needed to, even with some, as we mentioned, some nice arrows. So with red capping this point, their health is kind of weak. Slemnish really can't mess around in the point anymore. I hear a lot of fake Ubers coming out from Sky. She does have her Uber for real right now, so we'll see if it bought some time. Blank going down again? Maybe not playing that close to Shade. I missed how he died there.
Yeah, I think he was actually in C. They lose Jarrett. 6 God Habib takes him down, and he's getting caught out himself, but oh, actually, Shade comes in and saves his life, and they should be able to get Deathy. Deathy's trying to delay his death as long as possible, bringing back some FROYO black players, but that is too late, as Rakuso might get caught out here. If he doesn't make a play now, FROYO's going to be pushing last. Yeah, they're pushing last right now, and Rakuso's way behind.
He's not going to be able to catch up in time, so with the point being here, we'll see. Oh, Habib going down, and Muffins going down. They're getting a little bit of pressure on the point. That's good. Rakuso comes in.
Yeah, and it looks like AK is able to defend it. They got their spawns just in time, and Rakuso did actually get back to the fight in time to help his team. And it looks like they're focus firing every player on FROYO now, pushing into that second point, getting some free kills. And Sesko sees Shade alone, but he's opting to back off and go back and cap second. And it looks like Blank and Sizer might get their respawns. Yeah, Blank actually gets his forward spawn.
It's good. So with that, they can definitely hold mid. If there was a question if they're going to do it now, it's definitely not a question. So we have Stickies on the left. Shade is faking his Uber, so they do probably think he has his Uber. Blue's not going to play aggressive on it. And still 0-0. And we have one of these, as we mentioned, maybe the first round is going to be a kind of a feel each other out. Don't go for something too insanely risky. And we do have a little bit of a breather with Slemnish going down. Do you think that might be enough for Blue to move off of, though?
I don't know. Slemnish is a very good sniper. They're going to probably countersect Deathy here, or they're going to try to make some space. No, it looks like Deathy's trying to make a play onto Shade. Shade actually surfs the rocket away and lives. And they actually might push off of the Elite Fraud, or just send, no, they're going in. Tag and Sizer are in. Blank goes in with the Uber. They take down Rakusa. They do some bad damage to Muffins, and they finally force the Uber onto Sky, but it's looking like a FROYO tech push here, or FROYO black push, excuse me.
So FROYO black with Blank capping the point. All Blue is back in that corner. They have to back out and set up on last. Point capped by Red right now, so we'll see if they can potentially hold. They're a little behind an Uber, but Red's coming in right now. They're coming in the right side. They're throwing a little spam over towards Sky's dodging all of it, but they're getting on the point. And when they have no stickies on the point, it could be a disaster.
Yeah, they have so much pressure onto the point, and it looks like AK is desperately trying to defend it, but great focus fire, and they just pushed running with scissors back towards their spawn, and as soon as that happened, both scouts got on the point, and that was all she wrote.
Yeah, with no stickies on the point, you can see the thing about it. Usually there'd be stickies there, so the scouts don't have a free roll to walk on the point, excuse me. But without them, as we saw, the point got 3 force captured before they even fought.
Yeah, and here we are, 1-0 after a fairly long round. FROYO Black winning or leading against ChampGG, and Muffins is postured up on the left side with the rest of his team, kind of playing this mid slow once again, just waiting for the soldier to bomb so they can counter it. Rakuso just sitting in his own garage, and both teams are playing this slow. I like this.
So we'll see. Rakuso does end up going for the bomb right now. He decides to focus on that soldier he cannot kill. He's being so tanked with the heals. But just Sezco, Rakuso going down. Sky did get out. Will Sky be able to meet up with Muffins? They're going to be slightly behind an Uber because of this. And he's being chased right now. Size. Oh, I thought Size was going to go in a little deeper than that. And he's
going.
Size was going in.
Yeah, here he comes. Habib is right with him. Muffins is tanking, getting tanked by Sky, and that was a rough mid. Sky wasn't healing for a very long time. She's not going to have her Uber for a little bit here. And she just got it? Yes, she just got it now. So FROYO cannot push off of that small advantage because they're waiting for respawns. But that was a pretty hard win. Pretty good win for FROYO.
So Sezco does switch to the heavy, so we will have an upper buff heavy on the back of the point. We do see, I thought I saw a sniper for a moment. It might have been Sezco switching. No, Rakuso sniper switch back to soldier. Sezco switch to heavy is what I see. Slemnish going down. Are we expecting some sort of sneaky play now, or?
Deathy's going in. He's getting a lot of damage onto Blank, and he actually takes on Blank.
Wow.
And he's gonna, oh my god, he's just running around with the escape plan. He killed a scout and a soldier. They're not going to be push off that, I guess? I don't know. They did lose Deathy, but they got 2 picks in the process.
That's interesting. I guess
It was
they're trying to buy themselves time?
Yeah, it was kind of both picks were kind of really far apart from each other, but I still am not sure why they're not throwing Rakuso into sack right after that happens, but I don't know. Maybe it's a little bit of lack of communication. Maybe they're playing a little bit more defensively off of an even bigger opening. And Slemnish is on sniper here.
Yeah, he's pushed up pretty far left. I saw he got like 5 feet in that door. He's rotating right. Nobody actually knows he's doing this because I think they all expect him to come left. We'll see if any scouts see him. He does. Yeah, he does not get a shot though. And he may lose his life. No. Oh, almost. Down very low, but Shade is on him, and they're gonna push in right. Try to get a pick here. Oh, it's a headshot.
Yeah, Deathy's hurt, man, and he's getting arrowed by Sky. Sky's in a fantastic spot. She's not going to get killed by a sniper unless something ridiculous happens from that position. So this is favoring FROYO. If they want to delay this map, they can just sit on second all day here. Yeah, it's definitely up to Running with Scissors to make the play.
Just let your sniper maybe get a pick. Otherwise, they're not going to push in on you when you have that sniper. You're going to have to Uber really poorly if you try to push in aggressively to recap 2.
Oh my god,
Slemnish
is super aggressive peek. He misses his shot, and he had actually a lot of room. He actually could have ran all the way up and shot Sky with the amount of time he had. He does miss his shot, but there is a trade. Tag and Sezco to go down. Soldier for a scout.
Yeah, I don't think we'll see any for. Oh, well, there's a soldier coming in suiciding.
Another trade.
Yeah.
Yep.
So these are just one-on-one trades, so no team can particularly do anything too.
It looks like they're pushing off that.
Moving in.
Yeah, here comes Shade, here comes Blank, and here comes Sizer. Sizer's super in onto Jarrett. He's actually not doing any damage to him. Jarrett is still alive. Is he going to go down? But that's pretty much their whole Uber, as Rakuso is just sitting on the pipe, waiting for the Uber to fade as Habib gets killed in the backfield.
Yeah, I like to see the good resistance, good micromanagement by Sky with that vaccinator right there. It did catch me off guard. I didn't see it until they Ubered in, but, you know, the vaccinator wasn't the specific thing that saved that push, but I do like seeing them switch to it while holding last. I like that play a lot.
Yeah, it's very dynamic play from Sky, and Sezco actually ran in and killed Shade after the Uber faded. Tag is in a very precarious position. He is not spotted out just yet. He is now, and he does go down, so he basically just fed there trying to make a play. Deathy might go down for the trade, but he does escape with his life, but so much damage being put out by Habib in that shutter area.
And so Sky's back to the meta gun now. We do see that, and they're actually ahead by about a good 20% in Uber. So they're going to try to go in the right yard. I think they're going to try to bring FROYO Black's attention back while just retaking their yard. Oh no! Takes one roller and just takes a second roller. I mean, those were, you know, a little bit blind. She was being screened by her players, but you know, when you're pushing through yard, you got to watch out.
That's unfortunate.
So, yeah, very unfortunate. They're going to try to make Shade pop after that.
Oh my god, Rakuso was in the perfect spot to drop Shade, but Shade pops right before Rakuso went through drop down and forced him. Deathy actually did a little bit too much damage to Shade. I think if Shade had a little bit more health, he would have gotten that cap. And Rakuso actually has is backcapping with that X2.
Ooh, I like that a lot. And you know what he did for his team right there? Like, after your medic dies in that situation, you can lose the round right then and there. Rakuso's making a nice hero play per se, and just, you know, now they actually get to fight over 2 rather than being pushed to their last. Sizer's moving in really hard and just getting taken out by Deathy. So we'll see if Shade, he's on 50% Uber. They're losing some players. They're down 2. They need to be careful.
Man.
Tag picks up Sezco.
Yeah, Tag's in a very good spot to have a clean jump here. Here he comes. He gets hit in the air. He shoots Sky up in the air, and he doesn't pop her out of the sky. Actually, Muffin's killing both soldiers while all that was happening. Muffins loses his life in the process. So Muffin's going on a tear while all that was happening.
That was nice. So we did. Tag was in a good position. Tag got a good frag. Went in, popped the medic up. He hurt them enough. Their team, blue team, got hurt enough where they can't push in off losing both those players, especially with Muffins dying after that. But we're just seeing the teams reset. Jared's going to put up a few sticky traps. You know, Sky does have Uber this time though, which is important. And as does Shade, so we may just see maybe another suicide play, maybe another sacrifice play. Tag going in up top seems to be getting a buff right now. I can only imagine the comms right now. Who's going to be the one to go in and be able to switch off the sniper? Shade going upstairs, though. I like this.
Yeah, they're opting to push up top. Actually, Rakuso's just waiting there. He's in a good spot. If Shade actually walks through that first entrance, he could either take down Blank or force the Uber, as Blank is building, I guess, in a dangerous spot, but he's just taking a lot of damage in the process.
Rakuso did reveal himself there, so he has dropped down. Now he's back up. He may take out the scout. 1 rocket, 2 rockets. They do not hit that scout. Wow, that could have been a nice pick there. So
yeah.
Outside of that, it's just rinse and repeat.
Yeah, this is
reset.
kind of like the granary we know, but it looks like actually Slender's just not done. He's going and making some space for his team. It looked like the rest of his team wanted to go in. Muffin's getting 2 kills with himself. He's fully overhealed. He's looking for more frags. He's looking for the highlight video. And he forces the Uber. Muffin's just going in deep, and Blank's Uber is doing virtually nothing. Sky pops really late onto Sezco, and Muffin's coming through the C area. They're just meat-shotting everyone as Rakuso comes through, drops down, doing so much damage himself.
And they're recapping right now. They got to protect their medic. If they can, they're fine. There's only a few FROYO Tech Black players left, and they're just hightailing it out of there, maybe trying to get into a position in mid to sack on the medic, but outside of that, they're way too low. They're not only going to lose, they're going to lose mid here, they may just lose their 2. We may see FROYO Black have to move back to their last.
Yeah, FROYO Black getting a little impatient there. The patience of running with scissors, excuse me, ChampGG just showing, and it looks like they're dry pushing here.
Incredibly
Sky almost
weird.
has Uber here.
Habib putting on a lot of damage on the point. All blue is just gathered up on that point. If any of those pipes connect, they're going to go down. But instead, all I'm seeing is everybody dying from FROYO Black. I don't know about that call. I understand trying to play aggressive there, but
gets Sky right at the end there, but they lose almost their entire team in the process. Rakuso hitting Tag in the face. And,
the skill stick.
But that
I
was
missed
after.
the tag bomb. Where did he bomb from the far side?
He just walked right through garage and jumped right on top of Sky's head.
Well, Tag right there, making the best of perhaps it was a good of a push. So they're coming in. Blank does get the Uber on him right now, but this is going to be one of those Ubers where they're just more or less reclaiming their area.
Yeah, this is a weird spot. He's just hiding. He's looking at Tag right now. It's like, wait, you guys go forward. I'm going to back cap and win this round. And that might actually happen. Tag is looking behind him, but Rakuso, he has... what's the name of it? He has the ×2.
Pain Train.
Pain Train. He's got the Pain Train. He should be able to cap this. This might be a round for ChampGG.
This is insane.
Rakuso just being a cheeky gamer.
Oh, he's cheeky gamer. He's on the... Oh, God, get on the point. 2x on the point. That's a cap. Wow.
The Pain Train. I haven't seen it used in so long, I forgot the name of it. Rakuso.
Oh, my God.
Pulling out the cheese.
Pulling out the cheese, and he's keeping the Pain Train. We're going to see him do it again right now. So, just like that, 1-1. Wow, that is ChampGG tying it up with a little bit of tactical maneuvers there from Rakuso. So, to start this next mid right there, we have one, Habib's going up top, taking a little bit of damage, has to be careful. They're just changing stickies back and forth, however the average, scout coming out spamming. They are taking the upper left, though, so they need to be careful. We'll see what we're on right now. Oh, man.
Sizer and Sundish are just playing so aggressive. Sizer just runs in, takes out Jarrett as Rakuso comes over the top of the FROYO Tech team. Blake just takes him out of the sky after he kills Sky, and Tag cleans up the rest of the players. Wow. That was a pretty crisp air shot. It wasn't the biggest one in the world, but it was a crispy one.
No,
it was an air shot to save his own life.
So
And
tag
Shade's
capping
on
right now.
crits.
Shades on crits, who I want to see what they're going to do with this. That's an interesting call to go down after a round like that and just bring out the crit streak. It's not anything I would expect. So 30%, 40%, they're moving into mid. By the time they move into 2, they're going to have this charge completely up, and nobody from blue is going to be expecting any of this at all. You know,
Yeah,
they may even take yard. That could be a mistake.
I think Sky actually might know, because both medics went down. You might switch to crits for the crits advantage. So I know Sky is very aware of things like that. So we will see how aware they are. They do have crits now. All eyes are on Habib. He's coming through choke. He doesn't have a bead on the medic right now. He does take down Jarrett. Can he get a second frag? He can. Takes Deathy out of the sky with an air sticky. But Sky herself, she has her Uber in a second here as Rakuso just sitting up top in the battlements area, doing some damage on a tag. They do trade, but they do get the point with that crits.
There's only 3 members left though. They lost too many defending 2. Even if you do have the Uber advantage, as long as red spreads apart and makes blue Ubers bad, as they get 2 picked off, that's not going to happen. But I was about to say, maybe they were going to get that point if they didn't die to the Uber itself. So I guess you do have the crits advantage again, but it's only you have even tag up, so you can't really hold yard.
It's kind of not an advantage when the other team knows you have it. And let me just mention this while there's a bit of a slow push here. Actually, Deathy goes down, but the scouts on Running with Scissors are just going ham right now. They're picking up frags after every single Uber exchange. You see Sezco or Muffins get 1 or 2 frags. It's ridiculous. Anyway, on the other side, it looks like Froyo is just going in deep. Sezco in behind, takes down Shade, and he's looking to take down Sizer. He takes down Sizer. He gets 2 picks, one on the mat and 1 on Sizer, but he loses half of his team in the process. The rest of his team kind of went down.
Yeah, so let's see if they can hold even 2 there. Slemish does take some spam, so they're going to have to back out. There is somebody behind them right now they know about. We'll see if Blank is going to maybe cause issues. He's going to cause a little havoc, and he does not. He decides to back out instead. 67 hit points makes sense.
Yeah, Deathy and him just kind of traded rockets, and Blank's just like, you know what? I'm just going to back up, and that's exactly what he did. It looks like Running with Scissors is going to slowly take yard here. Habib deaths a little bit early, and Sky is safely into yard. She actually got piped across the map in the same scenario as Slemnish and Rakusa are fighting in front of the garage. Muffin takes him out. Muffins and Sezco just cleaning up their soldiers' damage every single time.
Yeah, it's nice to see the pickup of Sezco. He's working really well with the, his scout partner. So we knew that was probably going to happen. So we'll see if they try to move in. Sky's facing left there. They went down 2 people. I don't know if they should push in here. She needs to meet up with her heelys very quickly. They do have a multi-Uber here, and it's against the, I guess, waiting Uber charge. So,
oh my God, Jarrett hits a really nice pipe to force Shade, but that's the only good thing I can say about that for ChampGG. The rest of everybody on ChampGG gets wiped in that exchange. They only forced Shade, but it's gonna be hard to defend last year.
Yeah, they're already moving into last. Like, they're just running through the point. We'll see if they can get any. If Sezco can go crazy here is all I can say, hopefully. So we'll see. No. And then Trust, you're just going to get on the point. You can't defend the point, but Blue does get their respawns. We'll see. Oh, with Sizer going down, this could completely turn around. Slemnish, they got a little overzealous.
Yeah, I don't know how they're defending this. Tag is trying to make a play onto Sky. Shade actually kills Jarrett, but Sky lives. Habib is the lone survivor. If he can get a cheeky sticky trap set up, he does have one on the right doorway. Muffins is coming through the left doorway with Sky and Rakuso, so they should be able to safely get here. Muffins spotted out the sticky trap, so they are safe.
Safe. So they're going to be capping this point back again with X4. Red did get some of their forward spawns, so I'm not particularly sure they want to push out here, even being at an Uber advantage. We'll see where Red wants to hold, though. That's the big thing. They're actually holding in the garage. I think they expect not to take this fight right here.
Rakuso going drop down again. He likes the drop down. I haven't seen many roamers use it as much as him, and his team is actually peeking in the garage while he's still in drop down. I'm not sure why, but Deathy goes gets popped on through the upper battlements, and Muffins is trying to clean up his damage once again. Deathy actually cleans up his own damage with Rakuso getting a frag of his own.
So they're going to cap the point here. I saw somebody hiding behind now. They're going to have to hold the yard. Like, their Ubers are, some of their Ubers are strange, but they're getting 2 to 3 kills with them is the thing. So they're able to push in. Heck, they are with Habib going down in Zed. You got to be careful. Blank can't handle the rest of it. He's trying to go left yard to push out, but he's only on 60 hit points. He doesn't live. Shade drops him again.
Rakuso behind again. Shade's Uber only gets 1 frag, and Rakuso's just chilling behind. He's gonna get a... Oh, actually, Tag is aware. Tag gets a nice shot onto him. Rakuso is so low, he might get caught out here in the lunchbox area. He does get the health pack, and he does finally get taken down by Slemnish, but Rakuso being just such a nuisance here as Sizer charges in and loses his life.
So Sezco, I thought Sezco was going to counter part there. Sizer's down, so he took a nice pipe. Sezco's going to try to guard right yard. There's too many soldiers in there. He can't move in, though. They have to be careful. They have an Uber, which is nice. They got to move in. They have to know they're about 30% ahead. They're just kind of taking it really slowly. Shade's going to be able to milk it and get his counter Uber, especially if they can't clear these stickies very quickly. Shade taking a little bit of spam, but this is the kind of fight I could totally see Red just jamming in and blocking with Uber. And actually, here it comes.
Yeah, Deathy gets disconnected from Sky, so it looks like Blank is going to have a slightly better Uber here. Yeah, nothing's really happening. Actually, Tag is making room on that right yard with his teammate in Slemnish, and Blank and the rest of the team are coming through the Z area. They're trying to take over yard. Neither team wants to relinquish it as Blank gets sniped by Jared Sticky.
Careful now, so Sizer's moving in with Shade. They can recap this easily. Jared has a sticky trap up, and they have the members. Blue has the people to be able to push in. They just need to meet up, send somebody through left side. I don't know who it's going to be right now. It looks like, you know, perhaps maybe Deathy's going to jump across. It's just Rakuso by himself. Froyo may think they have Uber. That's why they're not moving out. But yeah, it's just a weird position for Blue to be holding. They're at parity. They're at even Ubers. They could be spamming a little bit more, I think.
I'm not sure how much time's left in the half, but I think the slowing down the map is definitely favoring running with Scissors. It seems like Froyo Tech is getting super impatient, and every time they get impatient, they get destroyed. Every time they push when there is no reason to push, they're getting destroyed by the superior positioning of Running with Scissors. As Running with Scissors is looking to go through Lunchbox here with both soldiers trying to focus down a frag. There is no frags to be had. As actually Blank is coming in behind, he forces the Uber onto Sky. This is a classic Uber exchange in the yard area. Who's going to get the better of the post Uber? In fact, Blank does a lot of damage to Jarrett before the Ubers are faded, and he's going to clean up the frag onto Jarrett. He does, but he loses his own life.
I'll take that frag for Jared any day of the week, because now look, they can move out in the yard with Muffins. Mr. Muffin's going down. Sky's to back out with that soldier. If he doesn't kill Jared there, they can act if and Sky reheals Jared. Red can't move out like they are. That's a very heads-up play by Blank after the Uber to jump all the way across, put damage onto Jared, and finish it up.
Yeah, I'm going to eat my own words on that one. They did get impatient, but they made the right call. They trapped Deathy and Sky out in that left garage area, and they took her. They had a way better Uber. I don't think Deathy got a single frag with it.
So as we mentioned, the teams are kind of playing like maybe this might be the last, you know, they're playing like they're just kind of trying to get one more round. So we might be nearing the end of the half. So I don't know if Froyo wants to push through. It seems fine to risk maybe a push here through left. Rakuso is up and drop down. He can stop anybody pushing it over left. He's not wasting it yet. He's waiting. You know, he's waiting.
Is just in on the right yard, just completely uncontested. He's going to get some time on the point before he even gets shot at. He's just being a nuisance. This is like a scout version of Rakuso this game so far. He does get taken out, but it pulls some of the ChampGG players back.
It does indeed.
Deathy goes in. Here he comes high in the sky. He hits a shot onto Shade, but Shade is healthy, getting that health pack on the other side of mid. So yeah, I think this might potentially be a final push coming from Froyo. It looks like they're posturing up to take the right yard area. As Sizer just sneaking in the right yard. He's taking a 1v1 on Setsuko. Who can win this? Looks like Setsuko's getting the better of him, but Sizer is still behind. He got that health pack, and it looks like Froyo is pushing this right yard. They're making so much room for their team, and Slemnish gets the frag onto Rakuso.
Yeah, that's a huge frag too. That actually almost ensures them to get this point for not free, but they don't have to.
Oh my god,
oh,
Sizer
wow.
just being so aggressive, making Jarrett kill himself with his own pipe, and then he turns around and kills Setsuko. This could be the heartbreaker round for running with ChampGG. Here they come. The Ubers are traded on this last point. No frags are exchanged just yet.
Slemnish does have his nice over buff. He's getting re-healed up, and he's going to go in. He sees the Demo Man. He's changing targets a lot. He puts a lot of damage into the people on the left, but Sizer's dying. They lost their Demo Man. Even if they kill Rakuso, I think they have to back out here. Says goes down with the heavy. They are not tapping this point.
Blink just destroying everyone. What the heck was that? Oh my god. He just ran in and just soloed 3 people from full health. Oh my god. I know they didn't win the round, but that was ridiculous.
He's playing extremely well right now. Did you see the shot and kill at the end? Just putting style points on that
He just,
one.
you know, just 180 meat shots all day, no big deal. Hitting 2 crispy clean rockets onto Sky. Oh my god, if this was... Oh man, that was ridiculous. And Slendish and Size are being so aggressive this game. Slendish might lose his life in the process, but he does take down Jarrett, and Tag is trying to follow up his damage. He loses his life. Deathy is actually coming in through Z. If he gets caught out here, this could be a round. Oh my god, he does make the plays. Muffins, again, finishing off his team's damage, getting 2 frags of his own, and just clearing out space for his team in this yard area.
Like you see if Muffins
It looks like it's garbage time. Shade is just running around. Yeah, okay. I'm actually going to restart my game so I can get that that juicy Uber percentage thing. But
yeah,
man, what a half here. Oh my god.
I know. 1-1, my friend.
Let's load up the stats and see what we got here. I think
yeah, we're doing
I'm very excited to see both team scouts just playing super aggressive, and it seems like most of the time, at very least, they're getting a trade, and at very most, they're getting a kill and making so much room for their team to speed up this slow map that we call Granary.
Yeah, so we start. It's 1-1 at the half. As we look through, we'll look through blank, as we expected. You know, blank doing what in one half, 10k damage, 341 DPM, 42 DPM. That's not too bad for the first half. I gotta say that. Blank is definitely outside of maybe some stuff which he's had some miscommunications with Shade, but he is playing extremely well right now. That's a lot of damage. He is. He even has, a medic pick to boot as well. So as we mentioned, we looked at the DPM. Blank, only losing to one person. Deathy, 382 DPM in that first round, in the first half.
Yeah, that is very interesting because Deathy actually has taken like 13, almost 1,400 less heals and is still putting out more damage, which is really good. And it really shows. You see Muffins and Sesko just piling on these frags on these post-Uber fights, and I think that's a lot to do with how much damage Deathy is doing, either during the Uber or right at the end of the Uber when the scouts are coming in. So very impressive play from ChampGG. I'm actually surprised how close this game is, and I think they can I definitely think they can win this game. I think slowing down the game is definitely going to play in their favor, and yeah, 1-1. Slow Granary, but that's the way we've learned
1-1
it,
off
I
the
guess.
back of that Rakuso, 2x on the back cap. I did like that play. That actually makes this, like, if they go in 1-0 to the half, they may kind of feel kind of down, stuff like that, but it's 1-1 against FROYO Black after a whole half of Granary play. Like, you gotta feel good. You gotta feel like you can win this match 2-1 how this one's going. Like, the next round, whoever gets the first round in the second half is just going to set the pace. It's going to set the extreme pace for the second half.
Yeah, and I don't know if FROYO is going to adapt to Rakuso's, like, getting behind, like, because if he does that a little bit too much and gets caught out too much, it's gonna be detrimental to his team. But right now it's working. But if FROYO Black tightens up, it could just turn into a feed fest. So maybe Rakuso will change his playstyle. But right now it's working. And on the other side of the map, it seems like Slemnish and Sizer are just being super aggressive, just running through chokes, just running at whatever they see when they go through the choke, and it sometimes is working and sometimes isn't. It's just the raw DM playstyle that I think is kind of happening because of how new the team is, I guess, how unscrimmed they are.
Yeah, as we mentioned earlier before, like with a team like this that we mentioned, it's just like people from a bunch of different teams, you're just kind of throwing them together. If you don't have too much of a specific plan on what you're going to do, if you don't have, like, somebody making systematic calls, you rely on the fact you've been playing TF2 for 20 seasons, and you just go in and I guess Slumdish not so much, but, like, for example, Sizer, like, he's been in this Granary situation. He knows the map in and out. He knows where he can try to run in and get a pick, and we've seen him do it. Their stat lines of the two FROYO Black Scouts aren't insanely impressive after the first half, but a lot of those frags were key frags in regards to stopping pushes.
Yeah, for sure. And I think stopping pushes and also making room for their team, like like I was saying earlier, like Slemnish just running through the garage and just two-shotting Rakuso, two-shotting. Actually, that was Sizer. Two-shotting Rakuso and then taking out, I believe it was Sezco after that, making so much room for his team, making that last push possible near the end of the half. So yeah, those are some crucial frags. Like on a map like Granary, you're not going to get the highest DPM as Scout, but you need to get those frags, and pretty much every Scout in the server is doing that. Yeah, it's exciting to see. This is a slower Granary match, but it's back and forth. There's stuff going on. There's frags being exchanged. It's Team Fortress 2.
Yeah, we haven't seen that much stalemate. You know, like it's 1-1, but it has not been from it being stalematy at all. Like
yeah.
when one team's holding 2 yards, you know.
We're actually at
here we go.
The beginning of the second half here. I'm gonna have to cut you off here as Rakuso is posturing up on the left side. The classic. Just play the left side high ground as Tag is getting, walking through the enemy team's garage. Sabine hits a fat sticky onto Deathy, another Scout, as Rakuso just destroys Blank out of the air. Slemnish is on Sky. She's dancing around for her life as Sizer comes in through the side of mid and takes her out, gets another frag of his own, and Slemnish comes back in and cleans up Jarrett. The only redeeming quality, or redeeming factor for that mid for ChampGG is that they did get Shade.
Yes, that is good. So you're not going to see like just a roll to the last point that quickly. They may have to hold last, but we're not going to see them move in. Rakuso is just, he's thinking.
Shade's on crits again.
Yeah. Oh, look at Rakuso disguised as enemy medic. He sees they're on crits. He's actually spy right now.
The dynamism.
Saw they were on crits and he switched to
the
engineer
dynamism. Now that's like the perfect play. You know
Watch
they have crits, just build a sentry gun. Even if it's level 1, you can screw up that crit so much, and the fact that they know is going to make the crits even worse. Even without the sentry gun, Sky should be in good enough positioning to avoid that crits, and she seems to be in an okay spot. Blank and Habib are coming through this right doorway, and Sezco from the forward spawn takes down Sizer, actually the regular spawn, and this crits is not doing much of anything. Rakuso sentry gun takes down Blank.
He killed Blank too. They lost Deathy. They'll take that any day of the week because now Shade is stuck with crits. Like heads up play. Like that was a nice play.
That's all off Rakuso going spy and just checking the mini guns. And here Jarrett comes edging off the point. Muffins does spot out that cheeky sticky trap that Habib has, and they do edge off the point as Sky comes in with her Uber, and Shade is still on Kritzkrieg as Muffins takes out this yard area.
We'll see how Sky does. They're gonna try to make Sky pop here. This position right here, she's not being able to get across every time. They keep coming out of that right door, and she has to come across a bunch of spam and a bunch of stickies. She does make it through this time without taking too much damage, so we're gonna see if they're gonna move into the middle. She's hopping on the hose, coming up through the top, and this just may be a solo Uber to come out right now with Deathy, and it's a multi, but it's gonna be fine. They're gonna be able to clear enough area, because against a Kritzkrieg, this is gonna be fine. Something to note, though, Shade has his crits, so they could recollapse on this.
Yeah, Running with Scissors should know, and they just popped right through. Oh my god! He hits a nice sticky onto Muffins, takes down Deathy, so 2 kills with their crits, as opposed to Running with Scissors 0 kills with their Uber. They didn't even cap mid, so FROYO can take this on in the yard here, as Jarrett does pop his sticky trap. They are clearing out the right side. Sizer's coming across to the left side, singling out Sky, who does go down. This could be a disaster. They're losing players every which way. Rakuso does take down Blank, but at what cost? They're probably going to be losing this round, as Tag is already pushing last.
Yeah, with the rest of the cavalry here, like, you got absolutely overhealed. What can they do? Red's gonna get their spawns, but too little, too late. You can't win that 1v4 just when they're all on the point. So 2-1.
Yeah, I don't know what forced Sky's Uber on that mid area, but that Uber was dopey. They just popped right in. I guess they were expecting FROYO Black to be closer, but they were nowhere in sight.
And Shade's kept crits. That's just one of those, we won the round. I am too lazy to switch back my metagun type plays. I do feel, so we're going to see if it works right now, because they're going to go crits from up top.
Especially if these mids are slow as they have been. Shade can just play super defensive as both teams have been. Oh, actually he takes a fat sticky, I believe, right early on this mid. Tag gets bobbed in the air and he goes back in onto Sky. He does take her out. Shade does get taken down on the other side of the mid, so this is just a raw DM fight for the last of this mid. Soldier, who's gonna win it? Rakuso has the height advantage, but he did not have the player advantage. He gets sniped by Blank.
Blank is the only person alive in the server. Now the rest of the people join.
Shade's still on crits.
Oh god, he's still on crits. It's just, I mean, you can put a team, you can mess with an opposing team by doing this as well, as long as you're just not losing the DM fights too badly. Like, if you just stay on crits the whole time, that does kind of warp how the opposing team has to play. And if they try to do that sentry gun play again to hold last, or hopefully FROYO Black can maybe not push that side this time.
Yeah, I really don't think ChampGG is going to be expecting this crit streak out of Shade.
Yeah,
I don't know.
You never expect crits,
it's so unexpected
this many times in a
have
row.
crits that long. Habib gets a nice bead onto Jarrett, takes him down and hits a nice air sticky onto Deathy. I believe we've already seen that before this game. That's his second air sticky. Oh my god.
So, and the thing about this situation is you get 2 picks there. You may have a counter Uber soon, but you know, you got 2 for free, and actually the oh no, the spawners are up. No, I was gonna say maybe you can go in, they'll just send maybe a suicider in right now, but if they get a pick here, but now with Blank going down, they have to back up. So
yeah, they're looking for that precious extra pick so they could push, kind of dry push that. Even without Uber, they could have had a massive player advantage, but they do not have that anymore. Deathy is edging out the point with Muffin, Sky, and Sesko, so they're getting a lot of time on the point. Deathy gets popped right through choke. He actually is not going to get much with this Uber. He's going to lose his life. Rakuso coming in the back, trading the frag, but at what cost? They're losing players. They're taking so much damage. The crits gets popped onto Blank. And Sizer takes down Jarrett. Oh my god, Rakuso coming back in super late. Sesko and Muffin's just playing hand in hand, doing so much damage right next to each other, and they do kind of come out on top in that exchange.
Too bad for them.
Very hectic.
Yeah, I don't know. Do you think you need to just, being down 2-1 at this point, do you just need to change the pace of play, or like?
There is 23 minutes left. They can take their time. I think this crit streak is kind of throwing them off though.
Yeah, like I mentioned, like it just throws you. I don't want to use the word tilt, but like you don't. If they just keep doing the damn crits, sometimes you're not really sure what to do.
If FROYO gets caught with their pants down with critsing into an Uber, they could get rolled here. So Shade has to be super careful with the even Uber situation here. And Sky might be leaning to milk as long as she possibly can in order to get a really strong Uber against a crit streak.
Let's see, they're going to be holding their yard, which is holding kind of close. Are they going to push? They're going to push through. This could be an interesting, aggressive push through. I mean, I guess you can also take the ball to their court and, oh god, take some spam. Needs to be careful now. They're probably going to wait for her to regen, and that actually may cancel this whole push they were thinking of. Nah, it's not going to. They're going to try to sneak in through the top with Blink going down. Yeah, great play, Sesko.
Yeah, Sesko going in. They do force the Uber, but they do get 2 kills with their Uber. So a successful Uber coming in from ChampGG, but actually Sizer and, Slemnish and Tag are all the way behind backcapping. They don't finish the point, but they're doing so much damage to both soldiers that are coming back to defend it. They actually kill Rakusa, and they might kill Deathy here.
Yeah, something to note there, like Deathy he actually had no ammo. He had to keep his pain train out and almost caused an issue.
Did Muffins kill Shade in the backfield? I didn't see that. There was 2 fights going on, and I think Muffins actually killed Shade. Sizer's going in to finish off this point. Muffins is right on his tail, and Sizer takes down Jarrett before Muffins can finish him off. And this is a long fight all over the map with Blank air shots. Sesko in the garage area.
And Blank does lose his life for that. Sky's moving on to this point right now. Is anybody going to hold? I don't know if she knows that Tag's lurking on the other side of that box. Like, he's gonna jump in now. We'll see if Tag goes for a big bomb. Rakuso,
oh my god, Rakuso just pegging him out of the air. Muffin's trying to finish off his damage, but Shade hits a nice arrow onto Tag, and that might change the tide of this fight. Here comes Tag, just Goomba stopping Deathy, and Deathy goes down to Sizer. Rakuso's trying to make a play of his own, but it looks like he's just gonna get forced out through his own garage. He might actually lose his life here.
Yeah, he's got to come for heals or an arrow. He loses his life. Tag chases him that far.
Yep, and both soldiers down for ChampGG, and FROYO Black finally on that minigun with 2-player advantage. They do not have Uber advantage just yet. The Ubers are even. They are sending Blank in to force that Uber onto Sky. He does go down and not doing that much damage to Sky in the process. Oh my god.
Yeah, I know.
Habib just laying down the sticky trap below Jarrett, and Ubers are going to be exchanged, or are they? What an air air sticky again. Shay getting a much longer Uber here. Sky getting caught out. Definitely trying to get in behind. And Tag hitting a sick air shot onto Deppy.
Yeah, unfortunately, like, Sky committed to saving that scout in the air and ends up dying doing air sticking because she committed to that. She went out just a little bit too far, got caught out. And I don't want to say it's a free push for FROYO going into last, but I don't even particularly think they're going to try to... maybe they are. There's somebody lurking around is why they're probably going to try to build this Uber instead. But with Rakuso going down there, at what point do you just roll in? I mean, I hear Sky faking the Uber, but you obviously can't have it that quickly.
They have tried once earlier in this game, just pushing without Uber with a significant player advantage, and it really didn't work out for them on that first half. So I think they're just choosing to slow down the game. Like, you really, like, 2-1 could be the scoreline here. FROYO Black could just put the ball in. No, they're not. They're Ubering Sizer in. What am I saying? Here they come. Rakuso killing Slemnish, and they're just getting mulched as they push into this last area.
Yeah, there's just no damage on the heavy. He's sitting on 265. He didn't even need to be healed. He literally didn't need to be healed that whole fight. Like, there was no way they were pushing it through Sezco. But the problem now is they got really... there's only 2-3 pushing in. Sezco has to stay on last. Rakuso can only spam down. They're not going to be able to cap this. They may lose their lives. I know Sky almost has Uber, but you're on half health. You got to be careful here. Now, they're just resetting. So a very nice hold. Sezco may switch off heavy. Yes, he does. You know, they expect him to be on heavy, so he may as well switch off. Blank going down.
They need a second frag here if they want to cap the second point, and it looks like they might actually get overextended. Muffin's forced to go through that Z area. Rakuso posturing up through the garage on the right side, and he might get some room, but no, Shade is going to pop his Uber onto Tag and Sizer. Sizer gets the frag, but Tag died.
And so, oh my god, Sezco coming in. One shot on Shay, two shot. He's on real low hit points. If he just pull him off here. Oh, he's going to go after Shay. No, he's only on 16. If Shay hits one arrow, he's down. That was huge play by the scouts rushing in there and taking people out because, honestly, I thought they were going to lose that when they had to use their Uber to cap back two, and Shay didn't even use his Uber yet. That's something you don't do in TF2, and it worked out for them that time.
Sezco getting super aggressive here. He's actually not putting time on the point, instead opting to get in a good position. Tag spots him out really early, and that might be a huge problem, especially if Muffins goes down here. Muffins does go down. They know Sezco's behind, but are they just going to choose to push forward with the potential player advantage? They actually lose Blank, so they're actually down a player with Sezco fighting Sizer in the garage. Here comes running with Scissors.
Yeah, they have to Uber in through here. Rakuso is sneaking in left side as a spy as they lose players, so I'm not particularly sure about what he's going to go for here, but the Med's Ubering, so I guess that's a good sign.
Yeah, Rakuso is in an awkward spot here as Jarrett and Sky go down. Rakuso's going to need to make a play. He's getting arrowed by Shade and just butter knifing Sizer, so man, I'm not really sure about that spy play, but I don't know, man. It was interesting.
Turn around and think about going back to spawn like 3 separate times, and then Blank died. So I think he thought maybe he can come in and get into a good position. It's just FROYO Black ended up getting like 2-3 frags after Ubering in. So it was a judgment call. He thought about going back a bunch of times, but he stayed his spy, and it probably caused him that middle.
Yeah, and it looks like FROYO Black is opting to get their Uber advantage and take it into last. They should be pushing immediately after they get Uber here. And a sniper on Rakuso might halt their push here if they don't pop early.
Yeah, I do like to see Rakuso. He's switching classes so much. I like that. Sezco with the gun in the back, too. Here comes, FROYO Tech Ubering right now. We're going to see who gets the most brunt of the Uber. Habib does. Is he going to take down the sniper? Has his sticky down. Throwing more sticky traps out. He's putting one on top of the pipe. Another air sticky. He's just going for all the air stickies he can hit right now. There's still red stickies on the point, though. They have no point presence, and this is kind of what you want as the defensive team. Blank going down, you'll trade that for Sezco most days. Red's kind of caught in the background. There's a soldier in their face. Sezco going down, Muffin going down. They'll trade for stickies on the point.
Yeah, Jared actually double donking his little heart out and defending the point as Sky clutches their Uber, but Sizer is just going in with Slemnish. Slemnish hitting all the meat onto Deathy. Both Sizer and Deathy get a frag of their own, but Jarrett hitting that loose cannon pipe. I'm not really sure about loose cannon defending last, but for the rest of this map, I think it's quite good, but Jarrett just doing it up. It worked out. Got 2 frags.
Teamwork got for them there. So they're going to have a counter Uber right now. Shay, oh, no, excuse me. They're not going to have a counter Uber. I think Shay does know he's head. They're quickly building it. It's not even in position right now. FROYO moves in. That's not even like a milk percentage. Yeah, they're on 80. They're kind of taking their sweet time moving in. Blank's going to get Ubered in up top. He's going to get a little bit. Wow!
Rakuso just aggressive peeking, taking Habib's head off, but the rest of his team is just falling over. Deathy and Muffins are the only 2 left alive. They're going to have to make something happen here, but it's over. That's the round for FROYO Black. A very long, methodical round from FROYO Black. Yeah, they're up 3-1 here.
So Shay did know they were up by about 10%, 20% Uber. He just Blank just launched in through top middle and just hit the cleanest rocket to dominate Sky. Excuse me. So on to the next middle we go though.
Yeah, this is a huge mid for ChampGG as Jared is trying to do damage to both scouts up top. He's losing so much health in the process. Both soldiers from ChampGG trying to get in deep. They're not getting any frags, and this could be catastrophic. Sky is being pressured so much in the middle of the point, and Muffins and Setsuko are the only 2 left alive.
No, we'll see if maybe Setsuko can pick up a frag here. Oh no, runs into Blank's rocket as Muffins dies. As we've mentioned a few of these middles, there is a redeeming factor for our friends at 8K, is that Shay did go down kind of early in that mid, so they won't be able to get rolled into last. He's on crits again. I think he's just going to try to get this, they're just going to try to get the rest of the rounds in crits maybe. We'll see. I mean, is anybody going to go spy to check it this time? Doesn't look like it. I think they're just going to expect maybe the Uber to come in. They have Setsuko on heavy, Rakuso on sniper. We'll see if he pushes up really far again. He's been getting some pretty insane picks.
Yeah, the aggressive peek coming from Rakuso, kind of just holding down this right area. He can get picked if someone comes through the lower right area there. Slemnish, I thought he was on sniper for a second, but he's not. He's just jumping up top. It looks like they're going to stalemate out for a bit, but ChampGG just showing like it's that super aggressive mid is high risk, high reward. They only got Shade, but they lost their whole team in the process, and now they're defending last, down 3-1 with only 13 minutes left in the game here.
Yeah, that's not where you want to be. FROYO is just, I think they're just going to be methodical. Maybe sacrifice person in, Slemnish, go in, try to get the point. Oh, you didn't get it? That's fine. We'll bring you back.
Shade
but I say that
back, yeah.
Oh, he switched back. Interesting. So, so he's on 100% Uber now too. Since I was gonna say if they're on crits, maybe they'd try for some kind of like home run sticky. But since he's on Uber, Slemnish, sacrifice yourself. Oh, you got somebody? Great. Oh, you didn't get somebody? Doesn't make a difference. We're just gonna hold 2. So with Deathy going down, I don't even think they're gonna move off that. We'll see. Is Slemnish going to come back? Yeah, Slemnish is coming back right now as, Shade's taking a lot of damage on 36 hit point. They need to be careful. They're Ubering in top middle right now. We're going to see what their pockets do, what your Blank can do. He decides to run. Shade's going to get bounced. Oh, that's Surf. If he gets out here, I'll be mega impressed.
Oh my god. He almost gets out and gets his head ripped off by Setsuko. Muffins getting caught out here. Slemnish trades the frag onto Setsuko as Sizer is making so much room for his team on the left side as Slemnish is actually getting flanked by Deathy, and Deathy might be able to pick up another frag onto Habib. Actually, Habib gets the frag onto him as Sizer is still alive. He surfs around and craters, and it looks like ChampGG gets the better of that exchange with Sky living.
Now, is this the situation when you're down, these rounds with this much time left? You want to be able to push in here, but Blue's going to make them earn this point right here. They're going to spam the hell out of them, if not get some frags too. So they don't want to give up the point right now. They realize they have 2 rounds to give, just they can muscle their way back onto this point. And they're doing it, actually doing more than that. I think they may start moving in.
Yeah, Slemnish just running in and killing Jared, just stopping any pressure that ChampGG had, and Tag is coming in, just getting evaporated by Muffins. That was actually a solo kill by Muffins, and here comes Deathy and Setsuko on this left area, and Uber is forced, but Shade has his own. He pops onto Sizer, he flashes Blank, and he gets a little bit more back on Sizer, and it looks like this is going to be a round for FROYO Black. What a fantastic Uber from Shade and Slemnish.
Slemnish is moving in now. He's going for frags. We'll see. He gets 1 shot on the scout, 2 shots. He does so low hit points. He hits the pistol. That was pretty. And does he get the final pistol kill? No, but the rocket goes on Sky. So okay, ChampGG, you're down right now, 1-4.
Yeah.
You know, you got to do something in mid here. Do you think they're going to go for the same aggressive play again? And is
Shade
FROYO going
actually
to
on
expect
crit
it?
screen again. I don't know
I love
why.
it.
What is he doing? Anyway, they're up 4-1 here, and I think they're going to go aggressive again, and I think FROYO is going to be ready for it. With the crit screen, that kind of spells that they're going to play more defensive on this mid. And let's see what ChampGG decides to do. Deathy is going out up top with Sky. Rakusa just actually delaying in his own garage. Sky taking a lot of damage early on. Tag comes over the top and finishes her off as the FROYO scouts come in. Everybody is so hurt on ChampGG. This is a roll here. Rakusa does take down Shade, but this looks like it's going to be a FROYO black mid. Easy peasy.
Yeah, we'll see if Setsuko's gonna go for a play here though. He's up on top of the box, he gets the pack. Oh god, if he knew how much hit points Blank was at, he may go in more aggressive on this. Here comes the soldier flying in. Setsuko gets a shot on Blank, 2 shots. Ends up getting taken out by Sizer, who did respawn. And it's gonna be kind of a slow, you know, it was a slow mid in regards to capping, but now FROYO has it. Does Shade come back up on? No, back up on Uber. He's not going crits this time.
The aggression from this FROYO Black Scouts is just ridiculous. They just come out of nowhere, both of them just shooting the same target. Whatever they both are looking at dies so quick, and that's basically won them so many mids. But on that mid, Tag was the first one to make a play, getting a pick right on the Sky almost immediately.
He's poking and chilling, peeking out right side, just probably calming his team, saying, hey, they're here, hey, they're there. I don't
ChampGG can't afford to just screw around here. They gotta either go out in a blaze of glory or just pound. They only have 9 minutes, and they gotta pound. They have 9 minutes to win 3 rounds to put this into overtime, and they got their Uber, and I'm expecting them to go. They need to go.
They
gotta
need
play
to
to win
go,
the game, you know?
But I know what they're thinking. You know, you just don't want to make the mistake to lose the game. They're playing not to lose, and you can't do that. You really can't do that. You have to play to win.
Yep, and that's exactly correct, but it's so hard to push into mid on this map.
Yeah, how are you gonna push in through here? Like, it's really hard to do.
And they're going to have to pull the trigger sooner than later. Their time is ticking away, and in fact, Tag is pulling the trigger. Oh my god, just barely missing the air shot onto Sky, pops her up and almost dropped her. And that's going to trigger, that has to trigger the push out of ChampGG. Here they come through the choke area. There is a mess of stickies in that area, and Deathy goes down. That's going to stop the push, but Rakusa is battling Sizer in the garage.
And so Blank's coming in, and it's some rocket on Sky. Sky takes a little bit of chip damage there.
God,
oh,
that's
wow.
Exactly what they needed. Shade drops, and they lose 2 more players in the process, make that 3. Slemnish in behind, and oh my god, there's fights all over the place. Muffin's getting a kill on mid onto Habib, and Rakusa and Tag are fighting in the garage.
Sky does end up going down there too, so that drop, unfortunately, they can't take full advantage of it like they'd like to. There's just so much. That was really weird. After Shade dropped, I kind of lost track of who was doing what, because I was just in a daze. So Deathy is there, gonna cap mid off this. Okay.
Yeah,
that's
and
what they needed.
Jared actually killed Sizer at the end of that fight, so Sizer's gonna get back spawn, so that might free up just enough room for ChampGG to dry push this. Maybe they are. Time's ticking, man. Every time we look at it, a minute goes by. It's 7 minutes left in the game. They need 3 rounds to tie it up.
I mean, I've seen a team win 3 rounds. You know, we've seen it happen momentum-wise, but you got to get that first round. You just got to get the round now. Only leave yourself, 2 rounds. Only leave yourself 1 round to get. You got to. They know they're behind an Uber. Do you try to go for the same thing? You just can't keep waiting for Shade to drop, or you can't keep waiting for that. It's not going to happen that often, I promise you.
That's a rare occurrence, and they only got mid off of it.
So I maybe that's their strategy. Oh no, they're starting to move in. Deathy's creeping towards left side. Kind of sees where Blank is. He lost his buff, so oh no, he's getting it back again. They got to move in. I'm very happy that our 8K friends are deciding that they need to move in. And to counter this, I do kind of like what Shade is doing. They're kind of holding real close on the right.
Pick. Jarrett piped Habib, and that frees up so much room. Muffins immediately just runs right through. Tag hitting a nice air shot as Deathy just craters out of the sky, and this is going to be an Uber v Uber in yard. You don't really see that very often, and Blank doing so much damage to Jarrett and actually taking him down. This looks like a FROYO Black win, maybe? Yeah, it
I think it
definitely
was a
is.
FROYO Black win.
Yeah. Wow,
So-
what a shot by Tag.
Yeah, that was huge. That just set the whole pace of that fight. Like, the Uber versus Uber was nice, but the thing about fighting in Blue's yard is their reinforcements get there a little quicker, and as we saw, Slemnish ran up and he helped clean that up. And Red kind of backed out, scattered. They all didn't back out through the garage. Somebody backed out left, somebody backed out right. In time, I can mention it again, you mentioned it, but time is ticking. Deathy's trying to make some plays here. He's going in. Deathy gets a nice rocket, bounces the man up in the air, can't really follow it up, takes the spam right there. Jumps over the next rocket. This could go well for them. Tag down.
They're in really bad positioning
Russo.
now. Jarrett's taking these easy rockets. Sky actually arrowing Jarrett once. Can she arrow him twice to save his life? They're all so hurt. She does arrow him again. They are slowly pushing this mid as Blank jumps right on top of Sky. Hits 2 rockets. Can he reload the third? He can. And he's doing a lot more damage right before he dies onto Jarrett and Deathy. So Blank going huge once again.
That's kind of been a theme. Blank has been making big plays. He really has been making big plays when he's needed.
Some people might call him a large gamer.
Well, he's a large gamer. He's a large gamer making big dog plays. That's what I like to see.
Yes. And Rakuso tries to force Uber onto Shade, but Slemnish, again, being super aggressive, having none of that, getting 1 kill onto Muffins and just charging through. Actually, that Sizer, they just like warped inside of each other, just getting frags every which way. Deathy is caught in behind. This could be GG for ChampGG.
What can they do? Sky going for the saw. And dude, they're getting off the point.
And there it is.
Saw, and it's just over. It is over, my
ChampGG
friend.
held strong for the majority of the game, but the just pure fragging and veteranship, that's not a word, of FROYO Black, yeah, it is now, proved to be just too strong for AK, and maybe AK is just not good at this map. I know for a fact Muffins hates it, so I still think it was a good showing. It'll be interesting to see how both of these teams pair up against teams like Ronin, teams like FROYO Tech, teams like Bird Noises throughout the season. Of course, we will be casting them.
We definitely will be casting them. So we can take a quick look. It was a 5-1 in the end. ChampGG, they did get the round off that Rakuso back cap, which I thought was going to change the pace of the play. I mean, it was 1-1 after that. We thought the second, I think I mentioned it being like, oh, this is going to end 2-1. It ends up being a 5-1 to FROYO Black. But we can take a quick look, maybe a little statistical. Let's see.
Habib 39-19. That's pretty good. Muffins 43-27. Oh my!
Wow.
Some large amount of frags, but getting 39 frags as Dowman is pretty big. It's a pretty big deal. So that's very standout for me.
Yeah, that's really nice. You get 2 med picks on that too, and talk about capped. Oh my god, it's just a wonderful game by Habib. Blank, his damage dropped a little bit in the second half, but you get 4 medic picks. That feels good. You're going 37-32. It's about 320 DPM with like 4 medic picks. That's good. Blank played. I'm sure we caught some of his amazing plays on camera. I know he did, but he had a hell of a game. He really did.
And the fact that Blank was on the team is why you see certain plays that are like just really smart, just catching. Specifically the one where even Ubers, Blank and Shade just walked through Z and just had a fantastic Uber catching Sky and Deathy out in that left garage area, and just plays like that. I think that's Blank main calling. Just his game sense is just so strong, and just very minute advantages he's just taking advantage of, and we saw that a lot this game. FROYO Black coming out on top in a lot of the Uber exchanges.
Yeah, so they picked up that was, Slemnish definitely filled his role. He not only did he fill his role, but like we got 38 frags. So for being picked up 2 hours ago, I mean, we knew he's good, but like that just seemed to gel a little bit. And the thing about like this team playing with this 6 in this match, they're going to start scrimming with this 6 now. I do think so, and everybody needs to watch out for them now. We didn't know what to expect. We really didn't. We were talking about it before the match. I mean, you made the pred 5-2 very, very close. It was 5-1, and my pred was awful, but still, like we didn't know what to expect. But at the same
time, it's not your typical 5-1. This match, it says 1 hour and 46 seconds for the whole shebang. So it took that long for FROYO to win. So Depending, I'm very interested to see how. Like I said, I'm very interested to see how these teams match up against top tier teams like FROYO and Ronin, just to see, like, get a better perspective on how good specifically FROYO Black is.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting. So I take a look at, I'm looking ahead on the schedule. So we have FROYO Black, they beat ChampGG. So their next 3 matches, like on paper, they go against Rambo Spec, Sinful Gaming, and In Theory. So they can start off the season pretty hot before they get to their big, it's going to be the 5th match. That's when they play Ronin, and that's going to be huge. They're playing Ronin on Snakewater as well. So
We will definitely be casting.
oh, we'll be casting that. That's FROYO Black. They have, as I mentioned, Rambo, then Sinful, then In Theory coming up. Now, in regards to ChampGG, like you can't be horribly mad about this game because the first half you held it tight. It was actually 1-1. Like you know, some stuff fell apart. FROYO got the momentum. We don't know if it was the crits play, which I kind of do like. You know, kudos shade. Thank you for using crits like a quarter of the game. I like that a lot. You don't see that often, but you know, even when maybe we were like, why is he doing it again? He just did it, and they I mean, when you have a demo man hitting some fresh air stickies like he was, you know, can't complain. So
yeah, speaking of like mid-air stickies and whatnot, both Doma hitting multiple air sticky frags, and Tag I think hit at least 4 air shots that I saw. So Tag just dominating the skies this match.
That's got to feel good for them.
Yeah, he's still got it. He's still got it.
Oh, he's still got it. He's still got it. And let's jump to ChampGG real quick one last time. Let's see their schedule coming up. So they split their games on Granary, which is fine. They won 5-3, lost 5-1. Yeah, they play next. They play Sinful Gaming, then In Theory, and then wow, this is interesting. So they play the exact same teams, and then they play Ronin on the same week that FROYO Black does. So by the time they both get to Ronin, they would have played Sinful Black, Sinful Gaming, In Theory, and Rambo Spec. So we'll see if they can get wins off those teams.
We'll be casting matches throughout the week. I'll be trying to get a cast set up for tomorrow, depending on what we'll find out what it is, but we'll be setting up a cast tomorrow. But I think that's about it for tonight, BUICK. I don't know if you have any final words, but it was an entertaining match, and that's all I could ask for. So yeah, thanks for being here, and thank you to Mathsad once again, holding it down. This guy has been doing casts for like 5 seasons in a row. I don't think he gets enough love. So thank you so much, Andy Mathsad, for doing it.
MVP.
And thank you so much, BUICK, for stepping up and casting with me.
No, it's wonderful, dude. It's wonderful, and I can't wait to do it again this season. This is going to be a hell of a season, and I'm excited for it.
Salam, my friends.
Salam.